None of this we say lightly. Today appears to be the day that you could mark in your calendars as the day that represents the Republican Party's complete and total surrender to Donald Trump. Whether it's the Republican Party's revolt against Liz Cheney in Washington, or their new voting restrictions that they're celebrating in Florida and Texas, or the bizarre audit that's playing out of presidential results in the state of Arizona, the Republican Party has surrendered to a lie as it surrenders to Trump. And let's not mince words. It means that the American democracy is in really big trouble, more so today than it was yesterday. The number 3 House Republican, Liz Cheney, is being ousted from party leadership for the sin of speaking out against her party's embrace of the former president's outright lie that somehow the election was stolen from him. And it is not just why she's being ousted that is so alarming. It is also the way, via mob rule, that Republicans are absurdly rationalizing it. They claim Cheney is out of step with the party, that she's stuck in the past, that she won't stop talking about the 2020 election results, as if she's the one looking for bamboo fibers in Arizona. It's pretty clear that what they really mean is that she's out of step with the party's embrace of Trump's lies about those election results. That's it, which he and many in the party won't stop talking about. It's not Liz Cheney that keeps bringing it up. It's Donald J. Trump. In fact, he's already put out 2 statements today that reinforce these lies that he's trying to get people to believe, that he's trying to bully the party into accepting, including a very detailed statement explicitly reiterating this belief in a documented, proven lie. This morning in a hotel ballroom not far from Mar-a-Lago, Florida Republican Governor Ron DeSantis made a bizarre Fox and Friends spectacle out of signing new voting restrictions into place in a state that had no reason to do this other than Donald Trump resides in it. Protesters have gathered at the Texas legislature as Republicans push new ballot restrictions, which are based, again, on these myths perpetrated by Trump on the issue of supposed voter fraud. Add it all up, and it's pretty clear that what's left of the conservative movement that was once based on principles and democracy has been completely snuffed out. And Liz Cheney felt like she was the last flickering light among the elected Republican leadership. And today the light's been snuffed out. Trump co-opted conservatism. And now, just like he did with the casinos, hotels, golf courses, anything he's really touched in his life, he's about to bankrupt that too. As Liz Cheney warns her party in a Washington Post op-ed, I am a conservative Republican, and the most conservative of conservative values is reverence for the rule of law. The Electoral College has spoken. More than 60 state, federal courts, including multiple Trump-appointed judges, have rejected the former president's arguments. History is watching. Our children are watching. We must be brave enough to defend the basic principles that underpin and protect our freedom and our democratic process. But time and again, we've seen elected Republicans find ways, however bizarre, to defend Trump. And ultimately, at this moment, our democracy is in danger, as elected Republicans keep choosing to showcase their fealty to someone intent on undermining it. Look, we all want to believe that a plurality of the elected Republicans, at least in Washington, know better. I still believe that. But I'll say this, if they do, they need to realize their silence right now is now helping to marginalize the entire Republican Party from the mainstream of American life. And maybe these folks will comfort themselves by muting the mainstream and only listening to their echo chamber. But that doesn't change the reality that they are all in on Trump's crusade against the foundations of our democracy. They're marching right along. La, 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 la. Looks increasingly dire right now as this ends either with the GOP imploding or worse, the country.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.